Hello.
How are
Good
you?
evening. How you guys doing?
Pardon me?
How you doing?
Doing good, and yourself?
Good, good, good.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
I was trying to unmute me. Hello.
What are we going to do without these mute buttons when we get back to regular business?
Well, I don't even know.
We're just going to be sitting in a meeting. I'm like, darn, I wish there was a mute button right now.
Some meeting I was on the other day, and I kept trying to talk, and wasn't anybody hearing me, you know. And I said, well, I was saying something. So
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening, all.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Just about to go live on YouTube, okay?
Thank you.
Oh. Can you all hear me? My Wi-Fi is really spotty right
You're kind of cutting in and out.
yeah.
Like right now, I think you're a little, okay, now you're back on. I think we can say you were frozen there, but. But I do think we do have everybody on. Councilwoman Lawler did send a message that she was not going to be with us tonight.
Okay. I got to mute me.
Awesome. No. So I think we do have everybody else, correct? Again, my formatting's differently. For some reason, I don't see everybody on one screen. I have to kind of click over, so I'm not sure.
Mayor Snyder, are you able to change your view at the top right corner?
I did it. I got it figured out. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I think we do have everybody here that's going to be here. So I will go ahead and call to order our meeting of at 7 p.m. I have on my little computer clock here. So are we good, Jesse, with we're recording and all is set? Okay, so we'll go ahead and observe a moment of silence. And if you all would join with me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. City Clerk Domingo, will you take roll call, and a reminder everyone that we just need to state our city and state that we are physically in.
Councilmember Clark,
Here, Albion, Michigan.
Reed,
I'm sorry. Then Reed, here, Albion, Michigan.
Jackson,
Here, Albion, Michigan.
Waller, Lanu,
Here, Albion, Michigan.
Williamson,
Here, Albion, Michigan.
and Snyder.
Here, Albion, Michigan. All right, do I have a motion to approve the agenda items for tonight's meeting?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Awesome. And City Clerk Domingo, can I get a roll call on that?
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Lanu,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
and Mayor Snyder.
Yes. So our first item is a proclamation recognizing the 70th anniversary of Mr. and Mrs. Henderson Harris Sr. Whereas Henderson Harris Sr. and Lula Mae Spicer Harris were united in marriage on February 24th, 1951 in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and are now celebrating their 70th wedding anniversary. And whereas this marriage has been blessed with 4 children, the late Bobby Harris, Henderson Harris Jr., Judy K. Harris, and Tony O. Harris. 6 grandchildren, 19 great-grandchildren, and 8 great-great-grandchildren, and a host of family and friends who all have received the kind of happy home life, education, and Christian training that develops good citizens and productive adults. And whereas in addition to providing their family a legacy of wit, wisdom, and love, Henderson and Lula have found time to serve as a trustee and president of the Usher Board of the Bethel Missionary Baptist Church and volunteer with Albion Public Schools Athletic Department and Albion Habitat for Humanity. And whereas they have earned the respect of all with whom they have come in contact, Henderson, as a mechanic and professional excavator employed by the city of Albion and retired from Albion Malleable Iron after 29 years of service, and Lula, a dedicated employee of Albion Public Schools and Albion Manor, retiring from both. Whereas they have earned the love and affection of a host of family and friends. Now, therefore, I, Victoria Garcia Snyder, as mayor of Albion, Michigan, and the members of the Albion City Council do hereby extend to Mr. and Mrs. Harris this expression of our sincere congratulations on this happy occasion. Further, be it resolved that a copy of the certificate shall be delivered to them with our best wishes for many more happy years of health and happiness together. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused to be affixed the official seal of Albion, Michigan on this 16th day of February in the year 2021. Congratulations to you both and to your blessed family. Awesome. Okay, and the next we are honoring our Harrington Elementary School Martin Luther King Jr. Essay Contest winners. And this I'm going to be reading from my screen. The City of Albion Proclamation honoring the Harrington Elementary School Martin Luther King Jr. Essay Contest winners, whereas it has been a tradition in Albion over the years to hold an essay contest on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And whereas Principal Robert Giles, in partnership with the Harrington Helpers member, Cressy Vargo, and community member, Marquetta Frost, held an essay contest at Harrington Elementary School for 4th and 5th grade students. And whereas the essay submissions were evaluated by the Harrington Helpers, and whereas Rose Beatty, Jace Faust, Elliot Nicholson, Blake Smith, Raylan Swan, and Atora Waters were declared the 4th grade winners. And Tajriana Brewer, Marcus Gill, and Kaylin Vargo were declared the 5th grade winners of the MLK Junior Essay Contest. And whereas these 9 children read their essays and were presented with awards at the 4th annual Martin Luther King Jr. virtual community celebration on Friday, January 22nd, 2021. Now, therefore, Albion City leadership, Mayor Snyder, council members Clark, Reed, Jackson, Lawler, Lanou, and Williamson, city manager Snyder, and city staff recognize that the words expressed by these young people serve as a banner of hope for our collective future, and thank them for their dreams and aspirations so eloquently expressed in their winning essays. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of this city to be affixed, dated the 16th day of February, 2021. Congratulations to you 4th and 5th grade winners. I witnessed the videos in your presentations. I know how difficult it is to do that, to be videotaped. And so you should all be very proud of this wonderful accomplishment. Okay, so we're on to our public hearing. We're discussing the closeout notice, CDBG, the Irwin Ave project. City Manager Snyder, did you want to talk about this?
Yes, but Mayor, you need to first open the public hearing.
Oh. So do I need to take a roll call vote on that?
Nope, you'll just say that you call this public hearing to, you open the public hearing at 7:09 p.m.
Okay. All right, so I hereby open the public hearing portion of our meeting at now 7:10 p.m.
And I would just
And then-
share, thank you. Go ahead, City Attorney Harkness.
Ms. Mayor, I was going to say, so at this point, you would ask to see if there's any members of the public that wish to be heard during the public hearing, and if there aren't, then you can close the public hearing, stating the time again, and then the manager can probably give the council an overview.
Okay, so are we doing the public comments then right now?
Just
Is that
the
what we're asking?
public comment on the public hearing for the closeout report. If there's any members of the public that would wish to make a comment at this time, this is there. And I don't see any hand raised at this
Yeah, I don't see any hand raised at this time either.
All right, thank you all for that. And so Haley, you want to go ahead?
Nope, so you can now close the public comments portion.
Okay, I will go ahead and close the public comment portion. And
Yes, now I will provide
Okay.
our final report. So the city of Albion received a CDBG grant for the Irwin Ave Street project in the amount of $2,029,600 to assist with the narrowing of roadway from Finley Road to Woodlawn Boulevard, full replacement of the deteriorated storm sewer, replacement of existing 4-inch and 6-inch cast iron water main with 12-inch ductile iron water main, new water services, ADA ramp upgrades and concrete driveway approaches as necessary or where they were previously not installed. With fully reconstructed pathway from Finley Road to South Superior Street. This project was completed last fall with a local contribution of $584,026.52. This project benefited at least 51% low to moderate income people, and no individuals were displaced as a result of the project. So we were happy to have that roadway repaved in our community. And that is all I have.
awesome. Does anybody have any questions in regards to this for Haley? No, so we're good there. Do we have any public comments in regards to the agenda items?
I'm not seeing any at this time unless Haley, you see any.
All right, we're good to proceed. We don't have any items for the closed session. So we will go on to the consent calendar. I take it that we've all had the opportunity to review the minutes from our February 1st session. And then City Clerk Domingo, did you want to give us some information on the documents that you provided for the voting booths?
Mayor, just as I guess a point of procedure, there needs to be a motion to approve the consent calendar in a second.
Oh. Okay,
So
do I
moved.
have it? Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Awesome, thank you both. City Clerk Domingo, did we have any information on the documents that you provided?
Sure. So this is actually going to replace all of the voting booths that we have for the elections. I've been here 19 years and they've never been replaced, so it's probably time. It was a budgeted item for $5,000. The additional 3 booths for the $1,155 was actually for our handicap accessible booths. And they had those, and due to some savings that I had from our laptops, we were actually able to remain in budget with purchasing all of the booths.
So this is a total of 15 booths, correct, for this price?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for City Clerk Domingo on this? All right, then City Clerk Domingo, can I get a vote on all this?
Councilmember Reed,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Lanu,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
and Mayor Snyder.
Yes. Thank you. All right, so we're now on to items for individual discussion. The approve the resolution to adopting a policy prohibiting the use of excessive force against nonviolent civil rights demonstrators.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Is Mayor?
Yes,
Okay, I can give the council an overview if you'd like.
please. Yes, thank you.
Okay, perfect. So just as an initial matter, I just make the council aware that the Albion Department of Public Safety already has an excessive force policy in place. However, the U.S. legislature has adopted what's referred to as the Armstrong-Walker Excessive Force Amendment, and it's wrapped into the Housing Community Development Act, which I'm not exactly sure why they chose to wrap that in there. It seems odd to me that they would put an excessive force stipulation into a housing act. However, basically what it means is any community that has a CBDG grant needs to adopt this policy in order to continue to receive federal grant funding under CBDG. So the resolution just sets forth essentially the language required under the Armstrong-Walker Act. As I've said, we already have an excessive force policy with the Public Safety Department that prohibits the use of excessive force. This just, I guess, just reinforces that to the extent that our policy needs to be adopted to meet any requirements of the Armstrong-Walker Act. We'll make those amendments, but it should require very little change on behalf of the city. Really just a formality to make sure that our CBDG grant funding continues.
Thank you for that, Colin. Any questions for our city attorney on this? Yes, Councilman Lanu.
Thank you, Mayor Snyder. Attorney Harkness, do you know what the policy our public safety department already has in place is, so we could just kind of compare them? I was curious about what we currently have standing.
Well, I mean, I can tell you as a general concept, we have a policy prohibiting the use of excessive force. This is very, very specific. The Armstrong-Walker requirements is very specific about civil demonstrations and entry into buildings. To the best of my knowledge, and I don't have it in front of me, but our public safety department is much more general so that it can apply to kind of all situations that the officers are met with. I'm sure Chief Kipp could probably distribute a copy of that to the council. But as I said, it's much more general. This is the Armstrong-Walker Amendment was very specific, and I think realistically our excessive force policy probably already encompasses this. But as I said, to the extent that we need to make modifications, we can.
Councilwoman Reed.
Hey, Colin, how do we go about getting a copy of the Armstrong-Walker?
I can forward that to council.
Would you please, and would you also, Mrs. Snyder, have Chief Kipp send us his too? I'd like to have both of those. Just so when you're asked questions, you're well informed as to what's what.
Just so council is aware, we did already submit our use of force policy to the state of Michigan because we had one in place and we were under the impression that is the one that they wanted to see. They were very pleased with the policy that we do have in place, but they just asked that we include this this policy as well. But I will, yes, send that out to all members of council.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All right, City Clerk Domingo, can you take a roll call vote on this, please?
Councilmember Jackson,
Yes.
New,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
and Mayor Snyder.
Yes. Our next item is the USDA-RD application proposal. Haley, do you want to speak on this?
Yes. So thank you, Mayor. Just to provide a little, yes, sorry, a motion. We need a motion first.
Motion. So moved.
Second.
Okay, just to give a little background on this, in May of 2014, the city of Albion received the Stormwater Asset Management and Wastewater, or SAW grant from the MDEQ to provide financial assistance to develop a wastewater asset management plan. One component of this plan is a capital improvement plan, or a CIP. So the next, it prioritizes capital improvement for our wastewater and water treatment plants. So next step, the Albion City Council approved Resolution 2019-12 at the April 1st regular council meeting to increase the city wastewater sewage rates 7.5% each year, starting January 1, 2020 through December 31, 2024. The rates increase will assist in funding the projects that have been identified in the wastewater CIP. So now that the rates have been increased and we have started to generate more revenues to kind of address those projects, the next step is to apply for a USDA RD loan. This loan will allow us to complete the capital improvements to our wastewater treatment plant. Moore Bruges Inc. has provided a proposal to assist the city of Albion with the application. This is an extensive application. A big part of that application project is the preliminary engineering report. I want to remind council that we have entered into an as-needed agreement. Council has approved this, I believe it was back in 2019, with Moore Bruges Inc. to kind of start to begin the work on this project. So they have already started doing a lot of the prep work to move forward with this application. Generally, the engineering report within itself is a $30,000 to $40,000 report. So having them already started doing a lot of the work, we already have a lot of the information needed. So we are just looking, they have provided us with a proposal to complete the final steps and to help the city to apply for the USDA RD loan. So the proposal for the cost are $21,800 to complete this application. The city anticipates applying for a $13.5 million USDA loan at the current rate structure to fund these capital improvements. Patrick Miller, our Director of Public Services, I see he's on the screen. So if I have missed anything, please feel free. But at this time, I will answer any questions that you may have.
Patrick, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Basically, I just want to stress to everyone here how important this is to get the ball rolling at the wastewater plant. The SAW grant identified virtually every piece of equipment as zero life expectancy. We're way overdue on all the equipment at the wastewater plant. We've started to see some major failures. The headworks, the screening process is no longer there. We're hopefully getting an emergency grinder pump installed soon in the digester. We're encountering a lot of problems, and we really need to move forward with this RD loan to get the upgrade started. So,
Do we have any questions for either City Manager Snyder or Mr. Miller? All right, City Clerk Domingo, you want to take a roll call vote on this?
Councilmember Lanu,
Yes.
Luke,
Yes.
Clark,
yes,
Reed,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
and Mayor Snyder.
Yes. All right, on to our discussion on Holland Park. Councilman Reed, did you want to address this?
Mayor, I would like to put this off into the next meeting. I just got a call later on, right before this meeting from Mrs. Borsman that I've been dealing with at the park. And I've got some things that I want to discuss with her before we make this presentation. And so I think if I may, please put this on the next agenda.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
City Manager Snyder, do I need to get a roll call on that approval, or does that not, is
No,
that not
because it was
needed?
just a discussion item.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Councilman Williamson.
I wanted to Add a future agenda item if that's,
Yep, we're there.
so future agenda item, we should be prepared to discuss the city manager contract, approve the city manager contract at the next meeting. The committee is still working through it with Ms. Snyder, but we should have something ready to go by the next meeting.
Yep, Councilwoman Reed?
I am certainly in hopes that we do not have another snow like we had today, but I would like to put that on the agenda. I've since I got back in this afternoon at 4 o'clock, I've had 7 calls about the streets and people's neighborhoods and things like that. So if we could put that back on, and maybe Mr. Miller could talk with us about how they do the streets and what times they'll be doing them. A lot of people go to work early in the morning and they're complaining about not even being able to get down the street this morning, which I know this is an exceptional time. So anyway, but if we could put that on for next meeting, please.
Yep. Yes, Councilwoman Clark?
You're on mute.
Okay. All right. Am I off there? Sorry. Yes, I would like to also ask him when he comes into next meetings, because in the past and currently we've had several complaints about the city upkeep. And I don't know if we're fully staffed, or we need to hire more people or whatever, but to try to give us a general synopsis of where we're at, and so people will better understand why it takes so long to remove leaves or do the snow or whatever. Thank you.
Mhm. Yes, Mayor Pro Tem Jackson.
Yes, I agree with that. I've had many calls on the same situation today. And then also to bring up the YMC contract. I asked for that to be on the agenda as well.
Yes, it was emailed out to everyone. I guess, were you looking to have further discussion? Because Cullen added the amendment that was brought up by Mayor Snyder for on the payment, and that was included, and it has been sent out to.
Okay.
That was
All right.
what was approved at the last meeting.
Okay. And then also, I know you did speak to me about the tree removal. Just want to make sure that if we need to put on the agenda to make sure those individuals were talked to.
If we have any individual items like that, please send those directly to Director Miller and my attention, and we will provide you with updates that way.
All right. Thank you.
And with that, if you have any issues, please provide the address as well as contact information so we can touch base with the resident as well.
Any other items for the next agenda? Or, I'm sorry, the next council meeting? All right, awesome. So Jesse, do we have anybody on that would like to speak during our public comments?
I'm not seeing any hand raised at this time. Haley, do you see anything different?
I don't, but I see Commissioner Tompkins on the meeting. I'm not sure if he would like to make a public comment or not. Jesse, if you'd like to grant him permission to speak, please.
Hi there, Gary, you're on now.
You're on mute, Gary.
He may not be with us, but
He's not used to meetings getting this close to the end so fast.
that could be it.
Correct.
But no other public comment.
All right, so we can go ahead and go on to our city manager report. And Jesse, I guess if Gary sends a message, just let us know what that may be.
Okay, will do.
Yeah, thanks. City Manager Snyder?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So you all should have received a copy of my city manager's report. I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. There will be a COVID-19 vaccine needs assessment survey being released to the community here very soon. The Albion chapter of the NAACP, as well as the Albion Healthcare Alliance, are partnering with the Albion College professor Barbara Keyes and her team to conduct a study. The study will explore the experiences and concerns of the Albion community members in regard to the COVID-19 vaccination. So if you live in the city or townships, Albion or Sheridan, and are 18 years or older, you are eligible for the study. The survey has been submitted to the college internal review board, so they are just waiting for final approval before those questions will be released. We will have hard copies of the survey at City Hall for residents to stop down and complete, or you may complete the survey online. I will have more information once I receive word that it has been approved by the RIB, but I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention and say, stay tuned and keep a lookout for that survey. The Michigan DNR Fisheries Habitat Grant Program, I just wanted to provide council with an update. Back at the beginning of January, the city submitted a pre-proposal application for a grant with the DNR Fisheries Habitat Program. I did receive confirmation that our pre-proposal was selected to move forward in the 2020 application process. So we will be in the process of submitting a complete application for that grant program. The potential grant funds will assist us with Albion Dam's removal and restoration feasibility study. So we are very excited to be able to move forward with that grant program and hoping that it is selected when we submit the full application. Governor Whitmore, she announced her 2022 budget recommendations. Friday afternoon, I received word from the governor's office. In her budget recommendation, she's allocating up to $70 million to go towards Michigan communities who have a local income tax. Albion is one of those local communities, and I received word that we could receive up to $200,000 if that her budget recommendation is approved and that does move forward. So that is exciting news for our community. Obviously with COVID, we have seen a decrease in our income tax revenue. So that is exciting if we do have that come to our community. And then I just wanted to remind everybody, with City Hall being closed today, on property taxes, the deadline was today. However, we are extending the deadline to tomorrow. So no late fees will be assessed until after 5 p.m. tomorrow. So please pass that on to any residents who have reached out. I know there were some concerns since City Hall was closed today, but we are extending the deadline to tomorrow. So no late fees have been assessed to anyone's property taxes. And then just remind everyone, we are open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. to service the public.
Awesome.
And that is all I have.
Thank you, City Manager Snyder. All right. Mayor and council member comments. Councilman Williamson.
So I first wanted to apologize for not being available on Saturday morning for our training. I was very ill, so I appreciate everyone's patience. Thank you. And then secondly, I wanted to thank City Manager Snyder, Pastor Leslie Fritz, the team in Public Works, and Chief Kip and company today. Today was a food distribution at the food hub for so many families in need. Those didn't stop despite the weather. Basically the city came in and saved the day at the food hub. One of the lifts broke at the food hub to get food off of the truck. It requires a forklift or the ability to get pallets off of the truck. I'm sorry, I don't know this gentleman's actual name. just his nickname. So city employee Peaches, which everybody seems to know, but I feel weird saying, showed up with some equipment to be able to get the food off of the truck safely. And then also the Public Works Department came through and cleared out the driveway even more, making it safer for residents to access and be able to get the food that they needed. So a big shout out. Sometimes the city doesn't do great things, but when they do great things, I want to make sure we recognize them and thank them. And we appreciate all their hard work. So thank you to the leadership team and all of the folks who made it happen.
Thank
That
you. And
is
just,
amazing praise.
Mayor, if I can add to kind of address some of the questions regarding snow removal. The crews were called in at 9 p.m. last night. So they were actively working overnight to remove the snow. Obviously, we received a lot of snow when we woke up this morning. I know they have major streets that is prioritized first to get all of the snow removed, off of all of our major streets throughout our community, and then they move on to the local streets. I am being told that crews will be going back out tonight to finish plowing all of our local streets and begin salting our streets. So they are working to make sure all of our roads are cleared. I also want to say that I think we got hit with everything today. We also had a water main on Watson Street. So some of our guys got pulled from plowing and dealing with that to have to assist our water department to dig and make sure that water main was taken care of. So our public services department were very busy today. And I just want to say thank you, and that they will be back out tonight to complete plowing our roads for everyone, for our residents.
Councilwoman Reed.
Just to correct one thing, down at the food hub today, when the truck, I've been volunteering down there ever since they've been doing it. But when the truck, the thing on the back, the lift on the back that wouldn't come down and let the stuff down happened, and that's when they came in. But the gentleman who plowed the snow from back there, he was going into the other building. Just so happened I saw him and I said, "You got a shovel on the front, can you come and move this snow?" Because the truck could not get up to the door, and neither could Peaches. Peaches is a great guy. He did a great job of getting the food put in there, and the other gentleman that was two more with him also helped get it moved over with the rest of the help of the people that was down there. So it worked out really good for us, and thanks to the city, because we serviced 151 people today.
Yes, thank you all for those that put in a little extra muscle to help make sure that our families in need were being addressed. Councilwoman Lanu.
Thank you, Mayor Snyder. Shout out to Albion, just being amazing, bringing so much joy. I wanted to provide a brief update based on the goals that we talked about in our study session a few weeks back. I have followed up about the Workforce Development Committee, and from my understanding, the EDC is certainly continuing to be open to engagement. And so if anyone is interested, please reach out to Christine or Amy directly. And I just wanted everyone to know that I did offer to participate on that committee. So I will be glad to continue to provide updates on the employer survey results and the different things that they're already working on. I also just wanted to circle back to the whole idea of communications. That's something that I've been reaching out and looking at, potential partnerships and, wanting the city manager's office and city staff to, certainly be at the center of anything that we're trying to support for the city to improve its communications. So if there are other folks here on the council that want to participate in that, please let me know, because we certainly want to be working on one accord and, just coordinating our communications and our outreach into the community and opening that avenue both ways. So just wanted to add that comment.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Jackson.
Thank you, City Manager, for bringing some clarity of what took place today, because that was a major concern, especially of our elderly individuals that could not get out, didn't know how to complain or didn't want to complain to you guys. So thank you so much. So I can take that back to them that hopefully I am hearing that we do have enough help, and we did know the snow and we were on top of it, but there were some other things that did come up where they could not complete what they were trying to do. All right,
Yes,
thank you
they
so
were-
much.
Yes, no problem. They were dealing with a lot today.
Okay, thank you so much.
City
Also agreed.
If I can just ask that they get South Ann Street tonight. There's a lady that she is really concerned that she's not going to be able to go to work in the morning because she can't get her car out of her driveway there.
Yep, I have talked with Director Miller earlier this afternoon, and he did confirm that the crews will be sent out later tonight to hit the remainder local streets.
Good.
Ms. Mayor,
Yes.
I just want to let council know that Chief Kip has emailed out the city's use of force policy, and I have also emailed out a copy of the amendment to the Housing Act, so that should be in your emails.
Yep, I see them sitting in mine. Thank you. Any other comments? No, I mean, so, like Councilwoman Lanu said, our city is pretty wonderful. When we face adversity, especially, when we get struck by snow all of a sudden or any other type of obstacle, it's great to see that we are able to pull together to still be able to meet the community needs. So I feel very proud to be a part of this team who is working for our beloved city. If there's no other comments, we will go ahead and make a motion to excuse Councilwoman Lawler.
So moved.
Second.
Awesome. And can I have a roll call on that, City Clerk Domingo?
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Lanu,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
and Mayor Snyder.
Yes. And do I have a motion to adjourn our meeting for this evening?
So moved.
Second.
Awesome. And City Clerk Domingo, roll call final?
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Lanu,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes.
and Mayor Snyder.
Yes. All right, everyone, have a good night. Be safe out there and continue
You
to look
too.
out for your neighbors.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Take care.